Shalom, family. Let me get a 1 in the chat if I'm loud and clear. Let me get a 1 in the chat if y'all can hear me. A 2 in the chat if I sound like I got some McDonald's Wi-Fi. Khan, all praises, all praises. Well, first and foremost, I want to give Call Halal Abinawa Yahweh Baha Shem Hamashiach Malak Yahweh Shai. This is the brother officer Matati Ban Banyamyan of the Sakari Dallas Sakari DTX, Sakari DF Dub in the building. You feel me? And y'all see the title: Cancel Thanksgiving, or as we like to say, cancel Thanksgiving, right? Because here's the thing: we see a lot of our people being canceled because the gross population or the court of public opinion, rather, if they disapprove of something, they get somebody or something canceled. I remember what was it, like last year? Someone was trying to cancel Pepe Le Pew, the darn Looney Tune skunk, man, right? Shalom, awakening daughter of Sarah. Shalom, sis, right? But yeah, we got people always trying to cancel our people. You know what I'm saying? They'll let what was that dude that had the island? What's his name? But y'all know what I'm talking. Epstein Island or something like that. He didn't get canceled, right? What else? Oh, Jeffrey Dahmer. He murdered several of our people. Is a known serial killer. But what happens? Did he get canceled? No. He got a whole TV show, and our people are eating it up like it's that Thanksgiving dinner that they love in the world, man. That's exactly what it is. And so what we're gonna do today? Today we're gonna say cancel Thanksgiving. Cancel Thanksgiving, man. Right? And for our people, if you just now coming into the truth, hey, you gotta cut that Thanksgiving out, man. You got to. That delicious baked mac and cheese, them sweet potato pies, the cornbread, you know what I'm saying? If someone knows actually how to cook some turkey, and it ain't dry, all that. All the stuff your mama, your daddy, your auntie, your cousins, grandma, whoever it is, right? Try to get you to come over there and eat. Don't do it. Don't do it. Because it is an absolute spit in the eye and slap across the face for our native brothers and sisters of the Northern Kingdom, man. It is a straight slap across this face, or their face rather, right? Because we gonna get into it. Don't worry, we gonna get into it, right? But our people, like again, those of our people that are in the world in general, right? Typically, they always, it's just the dead that they are, which I get, it's a time where mostly everyone's off, so it's really the only time people can get together. And I mean, why not eat and things like that? I get that. However, it's the principle of the matter. We wasn't free when Thanksgiving was in full swing on this side. When they brought us over here from the West Coast, we wasn't free. We were slaves. We still slaves to this day, but we were still in our hardcore bondage when they was really celebrating that. And our Northern Kingdom brothers and sisters, the natives of this land, they most certainly was not free. They're literally watching more and more of the land get eaten and taken up, and then given the armpits of America, and then watches people celebrate their death and destruction, man. So if you celebrating Thanksgiving, you celebrating the theft of land, the rape, the robbery, and the murder of the native people of the North Americas, who we know as the Northern Kingdom, the various 10 tribes of the Northern Kingdom, man. That's what's going on. And so we ought to cancel Thanksgiving, right? It needs to be canceled. It's a must thing, right? But enough of my rant. Enough of my epic officer rant, right? Let's kick this off with some Bible, right? This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 33 and verse 6. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times. We living in a very erratic time right now. A very erratic time. You know, as we get closer and closer to this end, as this race starts to conclude, it's going to get more and more chaotic. But this wisdom and knowledge shall be our stability through these times, right? And what's that wisdom and knowledge? For those who don't know, it's the laws, statutes, and commandments. That's where we get our wisdom, knowledge, and understanding from, right? Ultimately, of course, it's from the Most High. And he told us to keep those commandments, and that those commandments were our wisdom and knowledge. And why did I bring this out? Because most of us know this, right? But this is really for those of our brothers and sisters who's gonna wake up because of what's going on with Kyrie Irving and Ye, right? And of course, and I think even Dave Chappelle got cut on the fire. They try to cancel Dave Chappelle, man. How you gonna try and cancel Dave Chappelle, right? These people out here trying to cancel comedy. You can't even make a joke no more. I guarantee you, there's gonna be some kid in a middle school lunchroom sitting with the wrong crowd, and everybody roasting each other. And he just happened to sit there. He get roasted. He gonna cry, and then somebody's gonna try and cancel those kids from roasting people. I guarantee, and I stand by it in my Denzel Washington voice. All right. But again, for those of us for those brothers and sisters that are just coming into this thing, waking up to who they are as the Israelites, that transitioning period from the world and waking up and walking in this truth, it can be unstable. It can be. It's a lot of hardships. You have to sit there and consider, like, dang, what's mom and pop's going to think? What's my family going to think? You got to deal with family leaving you, wives, and sometimes you have women who get left by their man. Children being scolded or looked down upon by their parents, family, friends, all that. It's a very tumultuous and unstable time period. Even right now, there's somebody that knows that they're an Israelite. They just heard about it. They want to start walking in the faith. They want to start walking in truth, in the truth, in sincerity. However, because they just now heard about it, they don't know what to do about these holidays that America has. Thanksgiving, Christmas, all that. They may not know how to operate and stand firm. It's a very unstable time. So this is really for those of us that's coming in this. I'll read this again, Isaiah 33 and 6. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of Yahweh is his treasure. So keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments, it's not hard to keep those things. What's difficult is keeping your composure when you come under fire for doing so. You got to prepare your soul for temptation, like the book of Sirach, chapter 2 says. When you come to serve the Lord, you got to prepare your soul for temptation. And for right now, this is how it seems frivolous, but this is a temptational time. I don't even know if that's a word, to be honest with you. But this time of year it's tempting for a lot of our people, especially again, if you just not waking up to this, it can be difficult. It really can. But you got to hold firm, surround yourself by other Israelites who are in this faith that can help build you up, right? So that way you can come out of this world and find you some stability, right? That said, let's get into canceling Thanksgiving, right? And I want to read a definition real quick. I thought it was something that we needed. Cancel culture, which I don't know why it doesn't say nouns plural. It's just apparently it's a phrase put together. That's a word that comes to a noun instead of two separate nouns. American grammar. It's horrible. But let's read this. Cancel culture. The definition from Merriam-Webster Dictionary. The practice or tendency of engaging in mass canceling as a way of expressing disapproval and exerting social pressure, right? So that's what cancel culture is. Is basically a group of people come together, they don't like something, they put pressure on companies, individuals, court of public opinion, and then whatever it is, whether it be a person, an entity of a business, whatever it is, and it get canceled. You don't hear about it no more. It's done for, right? As Israelites who stand for their people and love their people very much, what we ought to do, which they probably never gonna recognize it. I mean, this is a wicked place, right? This is a dark and evil place called America. So they're never probably gonna recognize it. However, I wouldn't mind saying let's cancel Thanksgiving, and we all do it. Put that pressure on them. You know what I'm saying? Technically, we already doing it. Those of us that's started walking in this walk, have been in this walk for a good minute. Our elders, they done stepped away from that, and their families at that time had to deal with it, right? And they even got told about themselves and what the entire thing of Thanksgiving is and where it comes from, right? And don't worry, we're gonna get into it. We gonna pull up some evidence to show why Thanksgiving needs to be canceled, right? I just wanted to get that definition because that's what we ought to do, right? We look when we go on these highways and byways and when we make these lives, we're an attempt to cancel America. All right, that's what I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Cancel culture, cancel America. Okay, I disapprove of this place and the large amount of bloodshed that it has committed against my people, the mass genocide and enslavement of my people. America needs to be canceled. All right. Let's get this. And this is from the Huff Post, my bad, Salak, titled Happy National Genocide Thanksgiving Day, which is what it is, right? So in 1637, the body of a white man was discovered dead in a boat. Armed settlers, which we tell our children were God-fearing, gentle, sharing, kind pilgrims, that was a lie, invaded the Pequot village. They also set the village, which included many children, on fire. And it's going to get more in depth to that, right? That's just the preface of what's going on, right? So we gonna get into the start of Thanksgiving just to showcase how evil it is, right? That's right, Silverback Banana. Man, you got such the illest name. I'm sorry, I've been meaning to say that. Sidebar, Silverback Banana Scripts 144. That's one of the illest names I've ever seen on any YouTube title. That's straight fire. I'm not gonna lie. Hey, and on the cool, I don't know if you spit that hot fire, that super hot fire. But another sidebar, it would also be a great title for a mixtape or album. Just saying, get with Deacon, make something happen. That I'm gonna leave that there where it is. We getting right back, right? But again, ADL, because we know y'all watching. Cancel Thanksgiving. Anyways, so Thanksgiving was Salak. Cannot read today. Thanksgiving has never been a celebratory holiday in my family. Whenever my family did cook, we always gave thanks that all the Native Americans weren't wiped out when Columbus discovered America. Okay, I don't really care about all that. I don't care about your tale. Da, 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 da. My great was a part of the. Okay, hold on. Wait a minute now. Hold on. It don't say if it's on his mom and daddy side, but this might be a Gadite. This might either be a Gadite or Reubenite. So we're gonna read the latter part of this. We're gonna read the latter part of this. My great grandfather was a part of a band of Black Indians in Florida. Hence my unique and Native American sounding last name. It seems I come from a long line of warriors and activists. I'm a revolutionary. Okay, never mind. We getting straight to the point. But hey, if this person who wrote this post, sees this, if that's on your daddy's side, you were Israelite, man. Repent, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. All right. But now let's get into it. I learned that in 1637, the body of a white man was discovered dead in a boat. Armed settlers, which we tell our children were God-fearing, gentle, sharing, kind pilgrims, invaded the Pequot village. They also set the village, which included many children, on fire. Those who were lucky enough to escape the fire were systematically sought, hunted down, and killed, while many, including historians, still debate what exactly happened this day. also known as the Pequot Massacre, it directly led to the creation of Thanksgiving Day. This is what the governor of Bay Colony had to say days after the massacre, a day of Thanksgiving, thanking God that they had eliminated over 700 men, women, and children. Man, listen here, fam. Listen here. They find one. Hold on, I got a list. It's mad evil. Don't get me wrong. There's more to come, Silverback. There's more to come, but I must get this. Because see, I have a list. I call it terms of worms, right? You'll get what I'm saying when I say this. So they find one sheepshagger, one member of the male brigade, one of the unseasoned ones, one colonizer, one of the cauliflower coalition, one palm colored person, one of the Casper conquistadors, and they go and kill 700 men, women, and children over one dead man. But we want to keep celebrating Thanksgiving. And to be honest, most of our people, they don't even celebrate Thanksgiving. They just sit around the table and eat. Like they don't like the last couple of times that I've seen it while I was in the world, there was no, oh, we give thanks for this, that, and the third. None of that. It was quite literally, get together, eat, and you know how we do. You got those cousins, and again, this is in the world. You got those cousins, they give the sign, 2, 3, maybe even 4 of them go, quote unquote, walk around the corner real quick. You feel me? You got all the old heads chilling. Ain't nobody allowed in that damn kitchen unless you cooking, right? Even after the meal, you got a Domino's table, you got spades going and whatnot. It's really a kickback for most of our people, right? But again, at the heart of it, this is what started it. One sheepshagger dies, and they have to go and kill 700 men, women, and children. And that's what led to them enjoying their Thanksgiving Day, right? It's absolutely madness. Matter of fact, you know what else it is? You know what else it is? That is America being anti, you know the word. I'm not going to say it. You know what it is. Y'all know what the word is. Put it in the chat if you know what the word is. But that is literally America being anti that word. You feel me? Right? Let's see. Is there more on this? Actually, yeah. Let's read the next paragraph before we move forward. William B. Newell, oh my God, Gad, y'all and y'all's names, a Penobscot. I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing that wrong. Penobscot Indian and former chairman of the anthropology department at the University of Connecticut. If you don't know what anthropology is, it's just the study of people. Gathered in this place of meeting, they were attacked by mercenaries and English and Dutch. The Indians were ordered from the building, and as they came forth, were shot down. The rest were burned alive in the building. The very next day, the governor declared a Thanksgiving Day. For the next 100 years, every Thanksgiving Day ordained by a governor was in honor of a bloody victory, thanking God that the battle had been won. I'm trying so hard not to punch my screen right now. Like I really am. But this is what Thanksgiving is. This is what it is. At its core, you are celebrating the commemoration of the theft of land, the rape, robbery, murder, attempted genocide of a people who is your people when you understand what's going on. But even if you don't understand, and that's what that is what you're celebrating. And don't and look, we're gonna get deeper off into it. I promise you we will. Right? We're gonna get deeper off into it. Let's see. Is there any? I would read the next part, but because of the climate of things right now, I would like for this live to stay on the channel, right? But if you guys want to go read the rest of the article, there's really not much information. It's just, him being upset at this point. Just search, search this National Happy Genocide Thanksgiving Day. Search that, read it, right? And then we'll go from there. Let's get some more information on what happened to our dearly beloved brothers and sisters of the Northern Kingdom, right? That part ain't nothing happy about it. It's happy Thanksgiving. It is really what it is at its core, right? All right. Let's read some more information, right? Because again, this is quite literally odd. And you know what? I just thought of a precept, but I'm gonna say that precept for later. Right now, we get some information going on. But anyways, so yeah, so the origin of Thanksgiving, was the Pequot Massacre, where the Casper colonizers found one of them unseasoned ones, got up, and they went to go burn down a village and killed 700 men, women, and children. That's what you based off. That's the foundation of this, the blood of our people. So if you're new to this, understand that you are celebrating the blood of your people being spilled, right? But this is from the insider. European colonizers killed so many indigenous Americans that the planet cooled down, a group of researchers concluded. So this is them trying to do climate change and in adjustment to this. I only click this for one reason, and I'm gonna show you. Just for these points right here. Following Christopher Columbus, following Christopher Columbus's arrival in North America in 1492. So after he got here, when he put his foot on the soil, and if you read his little memoir, he didn't put his sword down. But violence and disease killed 90% of the indigenous population, nearly 55 million people. Shalom, Ak Bravo. Let me read that again. Nearly 55 million people were killed due to violence and disease. And they approximated about 60 million lived in the Americas. That's what we celebrating. Why do you think Gad drink the way that they drink? Why they so indifferent, and why they hate anyone that comes up to them with a Bible? It's because of stuff like this. Because the same people that did this to them had their book in their hands and distorted their sight about it. Right? They claim to be doing this in the name of God, the God that they was worshiping and loving and following at that time. Of course, we know it's not the Most High. It was who was it? Columbia. Hence why DC, District of Columbia. That was the quote unquote goddess that they followed. That was all about manifest destiny and what have you, right? But yeah, man, 55 million people killed since them. I'm trying to keep the ad homs down. I really am. But that's what they did, man. They killed 55 million of our people. Let's see these diseases that they spread. You know what they put in the blankets? Diseases like smallpox, measles, influenza, which colonizers brought to the Americas, were responsible for many of the millions of deaths. You see that? That's oy vey. That's horrid, right? But that's what these people do, man. That's what these dirty, disgusting people do. No matter where they go, They always got to try and kill something. It's ridiculous. Lord have mercy. Oh my God. Why ain't y'all telling me I was not sharing my screen? Lord in Christ. I was so ready to get started. Nobody decided to tell me. Hold on, family. Hold on. Hold on. Boom. There we go. There we go. All right. Lord in Christ. Y'all could have said something. Y'all could have said your screen dark. I'm over here giving details, reading sources and whatnot. It's all gravy, though. It's all gravy. Right? Hit cancel culture. Again, if I missed it earlier, go back and read this. Just search Happy National Genocide Thanksgiving Day for that quick little article that that was written by Nicole Breedlove, right? And of course, this is where we was just at right here, where we got the statistics on the 55 million, 90% killed in the indigenous, and a short list of diseases that the colonizers brought over here. Nah, sis, I like to show the material. I like to show the material. I'm happy that I realized that, because what we about to get into is just some imagery, right? I can't even pronounce that word correctly. Lord in Christ. But this is what Thanksgiving is all about. Burned alive. Look at this, man. And don't get me wrong, that we Northern Kingdom, they was fighting back. Don't get it twisted, man. Don't get it twisted. But this was heavy under the curses right here, and we'll get into that too. Because if you celebrate Thanksgiving, you're celebrating the fact that your people are under the curses, and that ain't right. It's not right at all. But look at this, man. You see this? Look at this guy right here. Look at this. He about to get his head lopped off. The boy he got the foot in his face, like, move. I'm finna get him right here. You see that? Look at that. You see that? You see that? Look at this, man. Seriously? That's how our people is living. That's how our people look at this weirdo, man. But yeah, man. You celebrate Thanksgiving, like really celebrate Thanksgiving, you celebrating the death of your own people. Hey, man. It's one of the reasons why this place, it got to go. All right? It's got to go. This land used to be beautiful. Now it's just horrid and polluted. All right? That man look like he don't play no game. It look like you don't play no games. All right? But yeah, you know how America do. It'll twist the narrative. Oh, it was a great day. The pilgrims landed, and then some natives offered some food, and they all sat down, and it was joyous, and then, they ate. They didn't speak the same language. So hell, was that pleasant? That's what I need to know. But it's all gravy, though. It's all gravy. But now let's get into some Bible. Again, this lesson is more or less for our brothers and sisters who's going to wake up from the wave of what's going on with Kanye and Salakia. Ye, formerly known as Kanye, and the brother Kyrie Irving, right? So let's get to some Bible. And again, and it's always a good refresher for us, and as well as it's good knowledge for those who's really starting to learn and wants to walk in it. Is the book of First Thessalonians chapter 5 and verse 22. Abstain from all appearance of evil. It's tough to accept, and sometimes it's tough to hear. That, hey man, that Thanksgiving dinner being there, that's an evil appearance. I'm not saying that you there doing evil. You might be chilling in the corner, not partaking. You know, be that woke cousin, that woke uncle, not the fake woke, not the fake woke uncle, but the real woke uncle, right? Or auntie or what have you. But abstain from all appearance of evil. Just, if your family don't want to come out of it, no matter how many scripts, no matter how much information and facts you put out in front of them, hey, speak once, yay twice, the rest is on them, right? But again, it's in your best interest to abstain from all appearances of evil. Okay, so let them have that fun. If you have no choice, because there's gonna be some of us that's waking up and we still living in our parents' household or whatnot. There's not much that you can do there. That's not a lot of wiggle room. You stuck in a position where you can't really, annex yourself. You kind of stuck in that house. You just got to dig deep and strive, to be honest with you. I would say, if you're forced to be at the table, I would say just don't eat. Say you got a stomach virus or something. Just don't partake in that idolatrous practice, which commemorates the death of your people, right? So again, 1 Thessalonians 5 and 22, abstain from all appearance of evil, right? Let's get some more wisdom. This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, or in other words, the book or in other words, the book of Sirach, chapter 21 and verse 2. Flee from sin as from the face of a serpent. So when you face with something, this isn't just including Thanksgiving. This is all manners of evils. Whether you dangerously close to breaking a commandment, you put in a compromising positions where you got to choose, either you kind of have to partake in some form of a wicked practice, or whatever it is. Flee from sin as the face of a serpent. That's like if you were walking by and you happen to see a snake. Most of us, we not finna, oh, what kind of snake is it? Oh, is it a rabbit? No, we not finna play that game. We see it, we dipping. It is what it is. Family Guy had the best mini short of how we react to dangerous animals. First thing that come in our mind, damn, nature, you scary. I'm cool. Nah, you got that. You want to rattle? You want to be a rattlesnake over there in the grass? You go be the best rattlesnake you could be in that grass. I'm gonna be over here though. I might call somebody to come get you, but I ain't finna do it. You gotta treat sin that way. You gotta flee from sin like you fleeing from a poisonous serpent. For if thou comest too near it, it will bite thee. The teeth thereof are as the teeth of a lion, slaying the souls of men. And that's exactly what it is, man. Like, look, when you really learning this truth and coming in and walking, and you figured out that you don't went off, that hurt. If it don't hurt you, there's something wrong with you. It should hurt you, whether you know it, whether you know you did it, or you did it unknowingly and found out later, man. It should make it at least upset something. If not, you just being fake about it, right? But again, you gotta flee from sin as from the face of a serpent, right? That's what we gotta do in this time. We gotta really dig deep, because we gonna have a lot of stuff thrown at us as we get closer to the end. But for right now, like I said, this is more for our people who's just coming into this thing. Hey, look, it's tough, but you gotta flee from that sin. And what am I talking about? I'm talking about the appearance of evil of you celebrating the death of your people, man. Why would you want to celebrate that? Like, really think about it. Why do you want to celebrate or take part in a holiday that commemorates the death of your people? And even if you don't, even if you're not even if you don't believe that the indigenous natives of this land are not your people and you're an Israelite, if you believe that, you should at least understand that it's wicked to celebrate a holiday that celebrate a holiday, a folly day of the killing of a people who was on that plantation with you and that was hanging on that tree with you. You're not gonna celebrate anything commemorating, the black man slavery in America. You're not finna do that. You not finna do that. So why are you going to celebrate something commemorating the death of your people? And again, even if you don't believe that those are your people and you still want to celebrate that wicked holiday, you celebrating the death, theft of land, rape, robbery, and murder of the same people who was on the plantation with you and was hanging from trees with you. Understand that. Run today and live tomorrow. I'm with it. I'm with it. Let's move a little forward, all right? Because we got more. We in the presets. We in the preset time right now, right? And I got a nice little backup preset. One that we should not ever miss nor forget. All right. But this is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4, and verse 25. And this is speaking to all of our people, right? Because what did we read earlier? Let's go back. Let's dial it back just a tidbit. Let's dial it back. Now, I'm pretty sure that there's more to these, but we're gonna look at these statistics real quick, right? Following Christopher Columbus's arrival in North America in 1492, violence and disease killed 90% of the indigenous populations, nearly 55 million people, right? Diseases like smallpox, measles, influenza, which colonizers brought to the Americas. So they were killed with violence and diseases. Keep those things in mind, right? Matter of fact, y'all know how I like to get down, chat. What's going on, Miss Ramonica Wade? How you doing, moms? How you doing? Shout out to the powerful sister, Miss Ramonica Wade. All right. And no, she's not taking any more applications for more sons. You gotta join SICARRI DTX for that. Okay. You gotta join SICARRI DTX for that. It's a privilege and an honor. All right. But moving forward. Let's get this. So let's see what Moses had to tell us as a whole, right? This is talking to all of us, northern and southern kingdom. Deuteronomy 4 and 25. When thou shalt beget children and children's children, and ye shall have remained long in the land. So when we've been there for a while, and shall corrupt yourselves, not if. Look, Moses went up on the mount, and I'm pretty sure it probably wasn't a literal 5 minutes, but you know the phrase, man. I was only up there for 5 minutes. I'm gone for 5 minutes, and this is what y'all do. Y'all made a whole golden calf. Like, bruh, we cannot be left alone to our own devices. Otherwise, we end up in places like Babylon the Great, aka America spelled with 3 Ks. All right. This is what happens when we left to our own devices. We get in trouble. All right. Let me read it again. When thou shalt beget children and children's children, we shall have ye, Salah, and ye shall have remained long in the land, and shall corrupt yourselves, and make a graven image or the likeness of anything, and shall do evil in the sight of Yahweh thy power to provoke him to anger. I call heaven and earth to witness against you this day, that ye shall soon utterly perish from off the land whereunto ye go over Jordan to possess it. Ye shall not prolong your days upon it, but shall utterly be destroyed, which we not in the land right now. There's always been a small remnant of us in the land, right? Which is what's there. We got a small remnant out there, right? It's a lot. Verse 27. And Yahweh shall scatter you among the nations, and ye shall be left few in number among the heathen, whether Yahweh shall lead you. Which that happened. What are we reading? We reading a prefix to the curses when we go off. We've been scattered among the nations. That's why we here. Granted, we everywhere, but that's also why we here. And there ye shall serve gods, the work of men's hands, wood and stone, which neither see nor hear, nor eat, nor smell. You're going to serve idols, serve other gods, because you're being scattered to these heathen, and you're going to serve their gods, which is what we've been forced to do. What you think Northern Kingdom was over here doing? It wasn't for no reason that them colonizers came over here. Now, I'm not saying it to justify them at all whatsoever. Those are some dirty, disgusting, evil heathen those European Caucasians are, man. They had no business and no right to come over here and do what they did to our dearly beloved brothers and sisters. No reason, no right, no nothing. That said, we under them curses. Things got to happen. Prophecy got to happen, right? It still don't give no heathen no right. Verse 29. But if from thence thou shalt seek Yahweh thy power, thou shalt find him, if thou seek him with all thy heart and with all thy soul. Now, wait a minute. I got a question for you, chat. I got a question for you. When it says, if thou seek him with all thy heart and with all thy soul, what's the first thing that come to mind? Let's see who get it. I want to see who gets this. What does it mean to seek him with all your heart and with all your soul? What we referencing right now? There we go. There we go. That's right. Mom's got it. Mom's got it. It's keeping the commandments. That's absolutely. There you go. Awakening daughter of Sarah. That's absolutely right. It's keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. You coming back and you trying to do right. Just one of my favorite analogies. If you got a relative that's on drugs and whatnot, they constantly ask for help, but they never get cleaned up. You're going to eventually stop helping them. But if they actually clean they act up and start doing what's required of them, and then come ask for your help, you're gonna reconsider. It's like, okay, you definitely not on the same BS that you want. You change. You done got better. All right, I'll help you. Same thing. Verse 30. When thou art in tribulation, and all things, and all these things are come upon thee, even in the latter days, which is where we're at. We're in the latter days. If thou turn to Yahweh thy power, and shalt be obedient unto his voice, keeping those laws, statutes, and commandments. For Yahweh thy power is a merciful God. He will not forsake thee, neither destroy thee, nor forget the covenant of thy fathers, which he sware unto them. So how do we get out of it? Keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. Not keeping Thanksgiving, not keeping Christmas, none of these holidays, man. Keep the high holy days of the Most High that are ordained and lawful. Do those. Like what? Just not too long ago, we had a powerful feast of dedication, man. It was wonderful. All right. But that's how we get out of this, man. That's how. We got to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments because we done provoked the Most High to anger. Northern and Southern Kingdom, Israel as a house, as a whole, we've done so. And I guarantee you, the Most High is not happy about our people observing and taking part in Thanksgiving, man. Knowing or unknowing of the truth, he not with it. Especially like we went over today, or not today, earlier. It's a lot, but like we went over a little while ago. The entire foundation of this folly day is based in the blood of our people. That's not something we ought to take part in at all. And again, that's our reaction to our people being killed. We're like, oh well, we've always celebrated it. No, you was a slave when this was forced on you. You ain't know what was going on. You just follow what your master told you to do. Because your master wasn't the most high at the time. Your master was that pale skinned devil with a whip in his hand that hung your husband up on a tree and tied your son to 4 different horses and tarred and feathered him and set him on fire and forced you to watch him be pulled apart. That's what your master is. You follow everything that you do, don't you? Or that he tell you to do, right? He tell you a black man, woman, or child. You follow that. He tell you that you an Indian. You follow that. He tell you Mexican. You follow that. He tell you can't come past this border because it's his border now. You follow that. You do everything that your slave master do, but you don't do anything that your actual creator and master do. Repent, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. When you take part in Thanksgiving, you are saying it is okay to kill my people. That's not the reaction you should have when the blood of your people is spilled. I'm going to show you what reaction we all ought to have, or at least have the feeling of this response, right? Because when we went over this a couple classes ago. Now, I'm not saying to reenact all the actions that we're about to read about, but at least understand the love that we ought to have for one another, even when we beefing. Which Israel stayed beefing with each other, but I mean, look, man, we all in the same house, family fight. It is what it is, okay? But let's get it. This is the book of 2 Samuel 1 and verse 1. Now it came to pass after the death of Saul, when David was returned from the slaughter of the Amalekites, and David had abode 2 days in Ziklag. It came even to pass on the 3rd day that, behold, a man came out of the camp from Saul with his clothes rent and earth upon his head. And so it was, when he came to David, that he fell to the earth and did obeisance. I mean, and as all of them should. Okay? As all of them creepy red critters, they should always greet us with their face towards the earth. Okay? But soon enough, it'll happen soon enough. It'll happen soon enough. Right? Verse 3. And David said unto him, from whence comest thou? And he said unto him, out of the camp of Israel am I escaped. And David said unto him, how went the matter? I pray thee, tell me. And he answered, that the people are fled from the battle, and many of the people also are fallen and dead. And Saul and Jonathan his son are dead also. And David said to the young man that told him, how knowest thou that Saul and Jonathan is dead? How you know they dead? And you gotta understand something. Like, Saul was really trying to kill David. Like, let's be real. There was beef. Saul was really trying to kill David, right? Israel, northern and southern kingdom, been beefing for a long time. Some of us still beef to this day. Matter of fact, we are still beefing to this day, even to the truth. You got quote unquote Negro onlys, and you got quote unquote Northern Kingdom onlys or Latin onlys, aka Northern and Southern Kingdom, still beefing. Judah still vexing Ephraim. All that. We still do it to each other to this day, and we need to stop it. All right. Let me read that again. And David said unto the young man that told him, how knowest thou that Saul and Jonathan his son is be dead? And the young man told him said, as I happened by chance upon Mount Gilboa, behold, Saul leaned upon his spear, and lo, the chariots and horsemen followed hard after him. And when he looked behind him, he saw me and called unto me, and I answered, here I am. And he said unto me, who art thou? And I answered him, I am an Amalekite. Small hat for context or subtext. Is that a subtext? I think that's a subtext. But yeah, he's a small hat, right? He said unto me again, stand, I pray thee, upon me and slay me, for anguish is come upon me, because my life is yet whole in me. So I stood upon him and slew him, because I was sure that he could not live after that he was fallen. And I took the crown that was upon his head and the bracelet that was on his arm, and have brought them hither unto my Lord. He's trying to say, face towards him, I'm trying to be humble. I'm trying to give you these gifts of this man that kills you. Let's see what David did. Did he throw a feast? Did he celebrate? Did he shake this Amalekite's hand? Did he look at this Amalekite and say, we're gonna make a feast over this? We're gonna get some turkey, we're gonna get some greens, we're gonna get some lambs, we're gonna get some oxtails, and we finna have a feast to commemorate and feast on this day at this time of year every single time, because my brother, who was my enemy at the time, has been killed by this heathen. Let's see if that's what David does. Then David took hold of his clothes and rent them, and likewise all the men that were with him. And they mourned and wept and fasted until even for Saul and Jonathan his son, and for the people of Yahweh, and for the house of Israel, because they were fallen by the sword. David was genuinely hurt and he was genuinely sad. As many attempts on his life that Saul made, David still mourned him. He still loved him. The men that accompanied Saul that died, he still loved them. He still cared for him, and he still hurt that his people were killed. It's the same thing right now. We're like, again, if you are celebrating Thanksgiving and you are an Israelite, and if you don't recognize that you're an Israelite and you're seeing this, understand, if you are a so-called Black, Hispanic, or Native American, and you celebrate that wicked, sick, sadistic folly day called Thanksgiving, you like the fact that someone from another nation can kill your people and make you celebrate it. Think about that. I mean, seriously, think about that. A group of people came from a whole nother side of the earth, killed your people, your ancestors, and force you to celebrate the commemoration of them doing that to your people. This is America. And this is the Bible. Reading forward. Verse 13. Okay, hold on, wait. That's right. That's right. Verse 13. I don't know what happened. Y'all hear me? There's like a connection issue going on. Y'all hear me? Put a one in the chat if I'm still coming in, coming deep. Not coming deep. Lord in Christ. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Cheese and crackers. Boom, all praises. All right, verse 13. And David said unto the young man that told him, whence art thou? And he answered, I am the son of a stranger, an Amalekite. And no, this is an actual heathen stranger, not an Israelite stranger, a heathen stranger, a small hat, right? Let's see what David does. And David said to him, how wast thou not afraid to stretch forth thine hand to destroy Yahweh's anointed? And David called one of the young men and go near and fall upon him, and he smote him that he died. And David said unto him, thy blood be upon thy head, for thy mouth had testified against thee, saying, I have slain the Lord's anointed, or Yahweh's anointed. Now again, I'm not saying, to reenact the actions of David and his men. Unfortunately, we still in captivity, We choppy? I'm choppy? I'm still choppy? Am I clear? Am I clear now? 2 if I'm choppy, 1 if I'm clear. God, all praises, all praises. But yeah, I'm not saying to, reenact David's actions or his men. But what ought to be reminded is that again, even though Saul, who sought David's life and made plenty attempts on it, when David had heard that Saul and his men were dead, he mourned, he wept, and he and his men fasted until even. This wasn't a joyous time for them. Even though that they was beefing, this stranger, this heathen stranger, this Amalekite had no business, no authority, and no right to put his hands on Yahweh's anointed. He had no business putting his hands on another Israelite. And it's the same thing on this side. Even though Northern and Southern Kingdom is beefing, we was both wilding out, both turned away from the Most High Yahweh. And of course, it was prophesied, and we were under them curses. We fully understand that. We gotta go through what we go through and take our punishment like champs. But it still don't give no heathen any form of right to put they nasty, greasy, grimy, long-nailed, stretch schmeagle looking hands on us and then force us to celebrate our deaths. That is what Thanksgiving is, which is why we need to get Thanksgiving canceled. It is a folly day whose foundation is built in blood, right? Some curses, all right? Let's get some curses. We gonna read some things. We're gonna read some things, right? And I'm gonna show you some of the curses that Northern Kingdom was going through when them Casper colonizers came over here, man. Right? Let's start it. This is Deuteronomy 28 and 27. And the Lord will smite thee with the botch of Egypt, and with the emerods and the scab, and with the itch whereof thou canst be healed. Topical diseases, things that will come in, blankets, measles, smallpox, stuff like that, right? And of course, there's other diseases, but right now we're sticking to the Northern Kingdom. Verse 28, Yahweh shall smite thee with madness, blindness, and astonishment of heart. Honestly, that's what our people have right now. Those of them that still celebrate this. And I mean full on celebrated, not that I'm just off celebrating. I'm talking full on, oh my God, it's Thanksgiving. No. All that mad, really like going hard with it. Nah, they spent with madness, blindness, and astonishment of heart. You gotta be out your mind and blind to the fact that this is an egregious folly day. And personally, it should be a crime, okay? Should be an absolute crime. But let's read more about Gad and really our people, all of our people. But right now we focusing on Northern Kingdom. Verse 29, and thou shalt grope at noonday as the blind gropeth in darkness, and thou shalt not prosper in thy ways, and thou shalt only be oppressed and spoiled evermore. No man shall save thee. Man, they've literally had a whole continents, plural. Northern Kingdom had whole continents taken away from them. And they are only oppressed in the houses that they went to go build, man. Verse 30, thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her. Bruh. Now, of course, we know what was going on the plantation, true. But almost every Native American movie that involves colonization, there's typically, and this is 9 times out of 10, there's always the wife of one of a Gadite that gets taken, and of course, the man or men that took her had their way with her. You shall betroth the wife, and another man shall lie with her. Thou shalt build an house, and thou shalt not dwell therein. Now, of course, we apply this. Some brothers use the White House, some using as Issachar, how they be building up the housing foundations and whatnot, but not living in them neighborhoods. I got another one. When you read the book of Ecclesiastes, matter of fact, let me get it. Let me get it. I'm gonna get it out my sword though, my personal sword. You know what I'm saying? Watch this. Boom. This is the book of Second Ezra, chapter 13. I'm gonna start at verse. I'm gonna start at verse 41, and it's talking about northern kingdom escaping Assyria. And they took this counsel among themselves that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt, that they might keep their statutes which they never kept in their own land. And they entered into Euphrates by the narrow passage of the river, for the Most High then shewed signs for them, and held still the flood till they were passed over. For through that country there was a great way to go, namely a year and a half, and the same region was called Arsareth. Then dwelt they there until the latter time, and now when they shall begin to come, they sought a new land to get away from the heathen that they were round about, so that way they wouldn't have to go through another captivity, which is smart. They say, you know what, we out of here, we dipping. They attempted to keep the commandments, fell off, kept, some versions of them. Sure. They still held and clung to a good number of our traditions and customs, right? They most certainly did that. It still went off though. But either way, they left and they made a new home here in the Americas. And now they have to dwell in the armpit of that house, or even told they cannot come into their own house. Thou shalt build an house, and thou shalt not dwell therein. They came to America to make it their home, and they don't get the fruit of the land. You see that? Thou shalt plant a vineyard, and shalt not gather the grapes thereof. They can't even. Come on now. This is very self-explanatory, man. Verse 31, thine ox shall be slain before thine eyes, and thou shalt not eat thereof. Thine ass shall be violently taken away from before thy face, and shall not be restored to thee. Thy sheep shall be given unto thine enemies, and thou shalt have none to rescue them. Didn't these colonizers attempt to kill all the buffalo to starve out our Gadite brothers? Our Northern Kingdom brothers, they did that, right? By violence and by disease. Let's get some more. Verse 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people, and thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long. There shall be no might in thy hand. Now again, we know how we do it on Southern Kingdom side. We know how we explain this. Northern Kingdom side, there were children that were taken. Little boys were often killed. Little girls were taken. There's a chief story that we all know of. Disney made a whole perverted movie about her. Her name was Pocahontas. She was 14. She was kidnapped. She was raped. And if I'm not mistaken, she died of syphilis. This was a child that was taken and given unto another people, and her family could do nothing about it. The boarding schools that America sets up, where native children are filled in those halls, and they're, it's an assimilation school. They assimilate from being a native into being a colonized American. with an American name. And there have been people who have demolished those schools to build new things and whatnot, and have found mass graves of children, Native American children, underneath those places. That's what you celebrate Thanksgiving for, because you enjoy that. Verse 33, the fruit of thy land and all thy labors shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up, and thou shalt only be oppressed and crushed away. You can't tell me that's not Northern Kingdom. You can't tell me that it's not. Like, what you mean? That's what Northern Kingdom's going through to this day. And every time any one of us celebrates that wicked holiday, it's a spit in the eye and a smack in the face to them. Every single time. Let's skip ahead. Let's skip ahead. Oh, here's one. Yahweh shall smite thee in the knees and in the legs with a sore botch that cannot be healed from the sole of thy foot unto the top of thy head. Smallpox, measles, influenza. Let's see. Where's 49? That's what I want. I want 49. Boom. I just saw it and I skipped it. Boom. There we go. Verse 49. Yahweh shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth, a nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. Northern Kingdom didn't speak French, German, Spanish, or British, as you call it. They didn't speak those languages. That's why they had to bring Hebrew interpreters, because they knew that Northern Kingdom was over here, right? But this is a nation whose tongue that they were not gonna understand. That were sent against them from afar. A nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of the old, nor shew favor to the young. That's absolutely right. I mean, hey, the foundation of Thanksgiving was what? 700 dead bodies of men, women, and children of the natives? Foundation of America is approximately 55 million Native American bodies, and that's just on the native side. That's not counting what the Spanish did to the rest of Northern Kingdom. That's not counting what the whole what all of America has done to blacks, Hispanics, and natives from the time that they got over here to this day. That number is definitely in the high billions. I would say it's in the trillions. It would not surprise me. America has 1 trillion bodies on their head, man. And counting. Verse 51. They shall eat the fruit of thy cattle and the fruit of thy land until thou be destroyed, which also shall not leave thee either corn, wine, or oil, or increase any of thine kind, or flocks of thy sheep, until he have destroyed thee. And if you're celebrating Thanksgiving, and I mean really celebrating Thanksgiving, like how America wants you to, you are destroyed. And it's time for you to come back home and understand what's really going on in here. Let me get a few more, right? Also, verse 61. Also, every sickness and every plague which is not written in the book of this law, them will Yahweh bring upon thee until thou be destroyed. And ye shall be left few in number, whereas ye were as the stars of heaven for a multitude. because thou wouldest not obey the voice of Yahweh thy power. See that? Let me get verse 64, which we read earlier in Deuteronomy 4. And Yahweh shall scatter thee among all people from one end of the earth even unto the other, which northern kingdom was put on ships and shipped out of America. They went to the Caribbean, they went to Europe, some even went to Asia. They were shipped out of America too and sold. Don't get it twisted. And there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone, other idols, false gods. And among these nations thou shalt find no ease, neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest, but Yahweh shall give thee there a trembling heart and failing of eyes and sorrow of mind. And I bet you every time of year that's exactly how Gad feel, man. All of Northern Kingdom more than likely feels like this, man. They came over here and made this a home for themselves, and this was a beautiful land. Was a beautiful land. And now what they have is basically nothing. It's nothing now, right? Verse 66. And thy life shall hang in doubt before thee, and thou shalt fear day and night, and shalt have none assurance to thy life. You see all the time how police officers are gunning down the so-called black man. You see it a lot. What you don't see as much is the so-called Hispanic man being gunned down at the same rate. It's just not publicized. But even more, the so-called native man, right? Not the Hispanic native, but the native man is killed by police more than so-called blacks and Hispanics, and that's not publicized. It's not, but it's there though. But that's what Thanksgiving is all about, right? Right, America? That's what it's about. It's about the killing of Israelites. It's about the killing of Native Americans. That's what it is all about, man. Right? You know, you get your little Thanksgiving plate, you do the hokey pokey, you turn yourself around, and that's what it's all about, killing Native Americans. Right? You see that? That's just it's madness. We all know that it's madness, but it's madness, man. There's a precept that I'm looking for. Salakia. Da, 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 da. Okay. Lord in Christ. When you're trying to skim read and you don't know if you passed it or not. Okay, bet. Okay, that's not what I'm looking for, but okay. Back it up. Da, 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 da. Boom, here we go. That's what I want. Go here. Here we go. So we're gonna read some prophecies on Gad, specifically for this context. Genesis 49 and verse 1. And Jacob called unto his sons and said, gather yourselves together, that I may tell you that which shall befall you in the last days. It's another, hey, look, that's another key reminder to let you know that we really in them days right now, right? Let's go ahead and get straight to the point. Let's go verse 19. Genesis 49 and verse 19. Gad, a troop shall overcome him, but he shall overcome at the last. What is a troop? Basically a cavalry. You know, them colonizers on them horses, man, coming with the muskets and mustard gas, whatever else they had, right? So a troop shall overcome them, but they shall overcome at the last. Which we in that time. Look, I know a very powerful Gadite out there, man, by the name of Shatar Abadja Allah Von Gad, right? When I tell you this man is thoroughly trying to rebuild up the house of Gad. All right. He in the spirit, man. But bless the house of Gad. All right. Bless the northern kingdom. Bless the southern kingdom. Bless the house of Israel. All right. But yeah, man, this is what our people got to go through. He gonna come back in the last. Don't get it twisted, right? But again, this is our people got to wake up and come from under the veil of America, thinking that America's cool, because it's not. America is the most evil, distant place in the earth. Wrong one. Lord have mercy. Hold on. I done forgot my precepts, man. Can't do that. You can't forget the precept. You need a precept for your precept. Boom. Here we go. We should all know this scripture. We should all know it. Because this is what's coming to America. We all know this place. The Most High is gonna destroy this place called America, aka Babylon the Great, right? So, like I said, I'm putting it out there. Cancel Thanksgiving, cancel Thanksgiving. It ought to be destroyed, right? But even if they don't, even if America don't, right? They still got a cancellation coming for them. Because if it's not going to be canceled Thanksgiving, the Most High is going to cancel America. There ain't nothing you can do about it. I can't do nothing to change it. They can't do nothing to change that. Nobody can change this. All right? It's going to get canceled, whether they like it or not. Let's read. This is the book of Numbers, chapter 35 and verse 33. So ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for blood it defileth the land. Just from colonization alone. And this is just Gad or Northern Kingdom in general, but North Native Americans. 55 million bodies. That's men, women, and children. The land is most certainly polluted. And the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it. We know who that is. We got your tab, Esau. We see you, Esau. And guess what? You're gonna get it. The Most High, he's such a marvelous power. He gonna get your cancellation delivered to you. Okay, understand that. But yeah, man, that's all we got for today. Be sure, because I believe Chief is going live tonight at 11. It's scary hours. Understand that. It's scary hours on the main channel. Be sure to put your notification bells to that. Make sure to like, to sub, to share, you know, you know, alms, offerings, if it's on your heart. All praises, walk the water. It's not necessary. We feed y'all for free. If y'all want to, it's all on you. But with that, I want to give all praises, all honor, and all glory to the Most High God, Yahweh, in the name of his son, Yahweh Shai. Shalom.